Hello. Welcome in. Long time no see. Um, we are going to start bringing back I don't want to call them general or collective readings, but I don't have a better term in mind at all. So that's what they're going to be known as, I guess. It's just the collective and general readings. Um, but I'm going to be doing them in a better way, in a way that's more direct, in a way that will not lead to speculation and all these other things and bring people into your own matters that don't really need to be name dropped. You know what I mean? Removing you away from the false light, bringing you towards more of a truer light when doing this sort of thing. On top of that, um, on top of that, I've been doing a lot more studying with the tarot. I've been in a lot of studies in general, doing studyings on multiple different things, which is why I've been kind of absent on this channel. And I wanted to take the teaching somewhere, so I made the other channel, as Eden Crow. But regardless, my readings are open. They'll be done in sort of a similar fashion, more cards than one, but still in depth and detail. But regardless, I've finally got things balanced out to where I can probably do 1 to 2 of these a day. I'm still refreshing my memory on a few things with the history of tarot, going back and being able to like compare it and show you back and forth. So that is what I am, kind of refreshing on. So the next live on this channel will be soon. More uploads on the other channel will also happen too. But regardless, we are just gonna jump in. Now we're gonna jump in. My bad. And get the card. And the card we have is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all of the air signs: Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And it's saying that whatever you are in, whatever circumstance you are in, your thoughts are correct. This does mean that if you have been wondering like, oh, is this person doing XYZ? Not necessarily is this person, well, yeah, whatever. Is this person doing XYZ? Is this person's intentions pure with me? However, you're on the right train of thought. Now, this doesn't mean to jump forward with it and like run and be like, oh, this is it, because it's not the Knight of Swords. It's not so they can get it and run with, but it is something solid. It's not something that's based off of false beliefs. It's not something that's based off of fear or a form of lack. There's something that you've either questioned or that you have in your mind like, hey, let me do this, and it is the right idea. It is something that you need to do. Now with this in mind, since it is also all 3 air signs, you're looking at something at such of a small point to where it seems like it's already finished. Like, oh, it's a quick idea, I'll just do this and yada yada yada. That's where the Gemini is kicking in, where it's like it's the completion. Your Aquarius is when you're messing with the idea, oh, I could do this with it, I could do that with it. All these things being thrown at you at once. So don't worry about it getting complete. This is the whole. Think of the Ace as like the whole. It is the entirety. It is what the entire deck is based off of. It is what is going on completely. You have the crown signifying that it's a crown thought. The hand in the cloud is is represented as the hand of the divine, the hand of God, giving you or handing you this sword. The blue and the purple representing truth and royalty, or the divine. Seeing things with the higher version of self, with the higher self, however you want to say. With the part of you that is upright, the divine self, rather than the lower self, the devilish self, however you wish to say it. Something else to point out with it is being the Ace of Swords upright. This is saying that the wands and the cups are also both in sync. You can't really have a sword upright if there's not some form of issue within the emotions to the idea in general that you're being faced with. So with that in mind, keep that in mind and know that things are going in the right way. You're not jumping over a border. So this is again to kind of ease that sort of anxiety of, oh, what is this? What is that? You can ease that, know that you're on the right thinking process. But when you start to think more and more, pay close attention to past patterns of self where you're like, oh, or maybe in the past you used to scapegoat or put everything on one person, or you would take it to one person and then be like, oh, they know all these other people, and spirit out. Don't do that. Watch out for like past patterns popping up. Make sure that you're sticking with what you know, and don't sort of like investigate, you know what I mean? Like allow things to be brought to you when they need to be brought to you. I need to point that aspect out first, because most people who are going to be coming to these videos are going to be coming from stuff that is based off of stuff from that nature. But anyway, if this is about, oh, should I get this new job? Should I sell this? Should I start doing this? Should I, go talk to this person? Should I start, changing this? Should I start cleaning that? All these, sorry, I'm laughing at the bird. All of those other things is saying, yes, you should. These are things that are good for you. Don't take it serious. Don't be like, oh, I have to be cutthroat with it. Like, be soft with yourself. This is the starting. Even though it's the entirety of it, and it's a good, solid, like, formed idea, it needs to be taken slowly. It needs to be taken with growth. It doesn't need to be jumped on so quickly. But with the Ace of Swords as well, it's highly important. Okay. It's very important to mention that this is a good point to kind of reference what thoughts actually are, especially with it coming out first. This is to get you to kind of really see how you think and what your thoughts are, how they are originally, I should say, before they are, off put by, any other things. Because right after the Ace of Swords, you get the Two of Swords, and you're like, okay, it could be this, it could be that. I'm getting crossed with ideas. I'm needing to use it to protect. I need to keep these ideas together, even though I can see both sides of it. You know what I mean? But take this time to really see like how your thoughts are naturally, without having sort of circumstances or other people's agenda or other people's story pushed into it. See how you are at this point, because again, this is a really good point to see that. And again, you might be wanting things to go quickly. Beginning stages, you might be getting the jitters. You might just be like really excited to do these things. Allow yourself to kind of stay in that energy. With the swords, it is molten steel in that sort of sense. You're in the molding phase of these thoughts. So how you go into this is what's going to be the plateau. The new masonry, the new step, the new ground that you're molding. So make sure that you're doing it off of things that are actually going to support you and allow you to be like, oh, I do want to actually go forth and do this. Oh, this is a good idea. Let me do these things. Make sure you're building it off of an energy and having the intent of that being like a basis. But allow, however this is for you. Even if none of the circumstances that I mentioned like matter, just know that you are on a right thinking path, and to go forward with it carefully. Don't think that it's completely solid, because again, it's just being handed to you. This is the sword that you're going to have, or this is what you're going to start doing. This is going to be your thought put into reality, which would be the pinnacles, that next phase. If you keep doing things in this right manner, if you keep doing things in an upright, in a crowned manner, where your head is not being toppled left or right, or you're confused about one thing or another, where you're straightforward and saying, hey, let me do this, I can do this, so let me go forth and do so. But yeah, all in all, that is the Ace of Swords for you. That is the day, the card of the day, the general reading. Just know that things are moving in a positive way. And yeah, though I don't normally say that word, I am going to say it this time just for Latin terms. But this is a time of growth. This is a time of creation. but not necessarily creation to the point to where it will be physical. This is more of creating that full plan, knowing and having sort of a blueprint to look back at. This is the molding of your feeling, the idea and your feeling, excuse me. This is your reasoning, almost. It's like your reasoning phase, I'll say that. But all in all, that is the general reading. Thank you all so much for being here. And again, I said I'll be able to probably have 1 or 2 of these uploaded per day. Things are just really weird here, and I'm very busy. There's a lot of other things going on. I have a lot of other projects that are kind of popping up and doing their thing, so I haven't been able to keep a main focus on here. As well as I'm also dealing with an injury. It's a shoulder injury. I threw out my rotator and I pinched a nerve. So it's been on and off, kind of not hurting me at all, not hurting me a lot. So I not really found out the balance of that, but since it's not hurting, I thought I might as well, I'll just record it. But regardless, I love you all so much, to the moon and back, tenfold and forever. Everything we need in the description. My Cash App, Chime, PayPal, Venmo, my email to request readings, all sorts of other things. The tarot courses and stuff is down there too. Regardless, thank you all so much for all you do. The likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, whether energetic or financial. I love you all so much, though. To the moon and back, tenfold and forever. And I will see you all later.